Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle.
Where we talk about football.
This week, we're talking about football. But welcome back, DJ Crouse.
Woo!
Welcome back to the show. It's been a minute. We've missed you.
I just want to say I'm thankful that I get to be a guest on this podcast every month or so.
We love you here on the Huddle, DJ. Anyways,
All right.
today's playbook, we got NFL news. Still doing the final call, so I don't know. I think we should have a final call on the final call here soon.
That's crazy. You
were
all about this. Yeah.
If we're not talking about the Jets, then I don't care.
Yeah, really.
We have another If Goodell Was Good, and that will be brought to you today by DJ. Me and Elijah have each had one, and DJ will get his own today. We're going to go into our CPAC reacts, of course, our Bang Bang Niner gang. Then wrap it up with the Steel Curtain session. NFL news, though, there is a lot from this past week. So, DJ, why don't you read a couple? Elijah, you read a couple, then I'll wrap it up. But
All right.
here we go, NFL news of the week here on the Huddle.
All right, first things first. Chiefs and Bills both clinched the playoffs. The Raiders were the first team that was eliminated. The Giants and Patriots were also eliminated from playoffs.
Nice.
Yeah. Real quick, this might sound interesting, but the 11-1 Detroit Lions still can miss playoffs in the NFC.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right. Cardinals extended James Conner. Stanford names Andrew Luck. Wow,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a while. As their new GM. And then the Lions sign Jamal Adams. Yeah, and then Levi, you got the rest.
Christian McCaffrey and other running back for the 49ers, Jordan Mason, will both be placed on IR. They are out for the rest of the season. Isaac Guerrero, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Israel Abanikanda, Pitt legend DJ, that's our guy. They will be the running backs because we all know Elijah Mitchell was also on IR for these 49ers. Taysom Hill, he's also out for the year. Pretty ugly injury when they faced the Rams this past week. Aziz Al-Sha'ir, he is suspended for 3 games for that nasty hit on Trevor Lawrence. Could you argue Lawrence slid pretty late? Yes. Was it a pretty dirty hit? Yes. Is Sha'ir a pretty dirty player that we've seen in the past? Yes. I mean, so there's, I don't know, some pass to back up that hit. The Rams will also sign Emmanuel Forbes last year, first-round pick by the Washington Commanders. That is now, I think the stat Elijah or DJ, correct me if I'm wrong, every player or every first-round pick by the Commanders since 2019 has been either cut or traded.
Yep. Dwayne Haskins, Sweat, Chase Young, yeah. Yeah, that is everybody. Every first round pick. Yeah, they should really just start trading away their first round picks for like a good player.
And if you didn't know, the Commanders drafted Emmanuel Forbes over Christian Gonzalez.
Didn't they trade up for? They traded up for Forbes.
I think they did too, because I thought they were going to take Joey Porter Jr., who they took over Joey Porter Jr. And there was one other. Oh, Deontay Banks from the Giants, who's been pretty good. So, yeah, maybe they finally got a first round pick right this year, Jaden Daniels. So we won't try to change that at all.
Yeah.
But I think that is your NFL news of the week. Oh, Steelers legend.
Oh, that's not.
And the greatest punt returner and kick returner of all time from the University of North Carolina is the interim coach now for Tulsa, I think it is.
Oh, wow.
But
I thought you were going to say something about the Jordan Addison situation.
No, but Jordan Addison does plead innocent to some of those cases. So great for my fantasy team. Great for the Vikings. Really great thing for him because
another Pitt legend for you. Right?
Yes.
No, he's a USC legend.
No,
he took the money.
He did nothing. He played well. Anyways, that's enough NFL news for the week. Let's get into final call.
All right.
I don't agree with one of these yet, but you can make.
I am surprised who put it in here. So I didn't put it in. So
I didn't put it in, so DJ put it in the doc.
The Bang Bang Niner ganger right here.
Yeah, so let's start it off. We just spoiled it. The San Francisco 49ers, they're currently 5-7, bottom of the NFC West. But Seattle's only 7-5. Arizona and LA are 6-6 apiece. So, in reality, San Francisco can still win the division.
But their whole entire team is dead. So
true, and they don't have. It's not terrible, but it's not a great final 4 weeks. I think they play.
They got they got Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, and Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah. So, not terrible. It's possible, but here we are. I guess the huddle rules them out for anything postseason wise. So, final call, 49ers. What has gone wrong?
I put them in here because mainly it's a reaction to the McCaffrey injury because he's been out almost all of the year already, and then he immediately gets hurt again. But
that's Shanahan's fault too. Why on earth are you giving him that many snaps and that many plays in that condition?
They babied him coming back for the first 8 weeks, and then they immediately give him the highest usage rate.
Yeah.
Then you wonder what's going to happen. Kind of crazy.
And they had Jordan Mason has been a really good backup, so I don't know why they had to mention it.
He had, 3 carries in 2 games whenever McCaffrey came back, and Mason tore it up, whatever. He was still in, so.
Yeah, their entire offensive philosophy is built on, we don't really care who's running the ball because we're going to have giant lanes.
Yeah.
But then it's, it is tempting to have the best running back in the world and not use him all the time.
Yeah. Let me just read off this list of injuries. Some of them are just questionable. But Aaron Banks, their O-line, Nick Bosa with a hip, Jordan Elliott concussion, Lenore with a knee injury, McCaffrey obviously, Trent Williams with an ankle, Dre Greenlaw who's been out.
Brock prayers out to Trent Williams' family.
And for sure.
With I think it was a stillborn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely prayers out to them. That's super tough. So
Trent Williams is out with the ankle, and I'm sure he's got that stuff going on too for him. Dre Greenlaw's been out the whole season with Achilles.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's got a right shoulder injury who's questionable. And that's the main ones. I mean, there's still a ton more. So
Brandon Ayuk, he's out for the season.
Brandon Ayuk
has been on and off. Ricky Pearsall has been on and off. Brock Purdy missed a couple games. George Kittle missed a game or two.
Debo
missed a game or two.
Yep.
I mean, this team's beat up. Hufanga, I think, missed a couple games.
Yeah, so obviously they have injury issues, but I guarantee you if all of them had stayed healthy, they were in the Super Bowl, and they were the best team.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we predicted it. I think I had the 49ers winning the Super Bowl this year.
But there has been Shanahan issues, though, which is crazy because I think he's one of the best coaches in the league right now, and I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, I don't agree with people saying he should be on the hot seat. DJ, what do you think?
Definitely not on the hot seat. I think it's just hard to be that good of a team for the last 5 years and not win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for
sure. Because when you win it, obviously there's going to be fatigue when you're that far into the playoffs every year. But when you win it, there's that adrenaline high, but then there's also an excuse if you fall off. And they haven't won it, so there is no excuse, so they can't fall off. So everyone is just going 110% trying to finally get over the hump and win it. And when they don't, eventually all of these fatigue-type injuries will just start stacking up, and then you have nobody left.
And you have to think, too, if it was not this year, last year is the final shot before the majority of their team will walk in the free agency.
Yeah. How long do you how long do you think it'll be until they're good again? Because, like you said, there's a lot of people that they're pulling money out of nowhere. So maybe they do resign them all. But
yeah, I mean, do they have to pay Purdy this year?
Yeah,
they don't. I don't think they do. I think
they have
it's
one
his last year.
Right.
But
And to be honest, I know he hasn't had the team to support him, but if he is a top 10 quarterback, I feel like
you
you should
pay
still
him.
be able to produce, which he has. He hasn't played bad, but
No,
I don't know if he's done enough to earn him that big.
Well,
Jordan
here's the
Love,
thing.
Patrick
I was gonna
Mahomes type
say,
of contract.
Jordan Love barely did anything, and he got
Right.
paid. Trevor Lawrence did nothing, he got
Dak
paid.
Prescott's
Daniel
done
Jones.
nothing, and they gave him the
So
biggest deal in NFL history. Nothing.
yeah,
Nothing.
I think it's really about just keeping your quarterback happy, and they've got a good quarterback. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
just
just
They play
knowing
their
there's
cards
someone who
right. They'll
can
be
work
back
in
in the
your
playoffs.
system, you might as well pay him.
yeah, right. So yeah, I think it'll be, I would say, a year or two. They've still got good players that they can keep.
Yeah.
As long as McCaffrey's still there and healthy, and Purdy and at least one of the receivers that they got now, I think they should still be fine.
Let
Not
me
next.
pose you guys with this question real quick, and then we can move
Okay.
on to the Patriots, which is their next final call team. Is McCaffrey's prime over? Is he done? Like he's still going to be a good back, but like he's not reaching the level he was last year, and definitely not the level he was like putting up 1,000 receiving and rushing yards with the Panthers.
DJ, go ahead.
I mean, that's hard to say just because he's been so injured.
Yeah.
But like when he was playing, he was looking good.
Mm-hmm.
But when you immediately injure yourself after sitting out half the year with an injury, it is hard to defend that he's not falling off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's been injured his whole entire career. I don't remember a season where he hasn't been injured. Maybe last year, but he got traded, so he missed a few games. But or 2 years ago, I don't remember how long ago it was. But
No, it was like week 5 last year or something.
yeah, I think he's on that top of the hill, and he's starting to lean towards the end or lean towards the other side and start going down. Which I hate to say because I think Christian McCaffrey is one of the best running backs of all time. A lot of times you won't see that unless you've seen him play because his injuries, how much he's out. But every time he's on the field, he is a problem for a team in the running game, in the pass game. He even makes throws himself, like Derrick Henry does too. So, yeah, I think he's getting close. I wouldn't say he's about. I wouldn't say he's falling off. Next year he's going to be good. If he's healthy, I think he'll be good. And then the year after that, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a decline in his production. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Last year he played 16. The year before that he played 17. And that was the year he got traded.
Okay, yeah.
But then before that, he had a year where he only played 7 and then only played 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes you think too. Like Carolina, he was that team. He was like that meme.
Yeah.
It's like the Lamborghini sitting next to the trailer. It's like that's McCaffrey for so long.
Yeah, and if he had been on a good team his whole career, his stats would look so much better.
Right.
But like I said, you had to have watched him to know how good of a player he really was.
Really
like,
was.
If you
He
just look at
still is.
stats, yeah, he still is. But if you just look at stats, like 10 years from now, if there's some kid who's like Christian McCaffrey wasn't that good, just by looking at stats, I'd be like, you better watch what he was doing when he was
those are
on
the same kids that think like Isaiah Pacheco's the top, which he's not.
I mean,
but okay. So overall consensus on Christian McCaffrey is he is not out of his prime yet, or we still can see some of the best McCaffrey. And final call on the 49ers, I think we can all agree is injuries ruin their season. They're not quite out of the playoff race yet. Still can compete for the division, but it's highly improbable that it happens.
Yeah.
We all agree?
I would agree.
Yeah, they would basically have to win out at this point, and that's not possible with the Lions and the Cardinals on the schedule.
For sure. Yeah. And DJ, give your. I mean, we're technically this is supposed to be our last time talking about the Niners, so we technically should not have a Bang Bang Niner gang after this.
Oh,
so
come on, now we got to give it.
If you want, I say you do it right now, and then we'll get to the Patriots, so we can end it once and for all.
Okay, I mean, full disclosure, I did not watch the full game because it was looking like a blowout pretty early on.
Fair enough.
What do you know? The team from California was not prepared for the snow.
Yeah, really. What
Josh
did you think
Allen's
about
elite, though.
I was gonna say, what do you think about the Josh Allen receiving touchdown?
I'm confused why it's a receiving touchdown.
Yeah,
because he didn't catch the ball.
Well, he technically did
really
catch it.
It was a cool play until you hear, oh, this is what we see out of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes out of Kansas. Is this Kansas City? Bro ruined the moment. Like, shut up. I
feel like Collinsworth has seen the edits and then he just did it in real life.
He's definitely doing it on purpose. There's no way. Oh, now here's a guy. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah. There you go. All right. I think that'll be it for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Unless they make playoffs, but like we said, unlikely. Let's go on to the New England Belichick-less Patriots. Yeah. I don't even know. They started out the year looking like they might be good, and then nothing else happened after that.
Drake May is the future of the Patriots.
Yes, but I would say that Mac Jones looked like the future of the Patriots too, and he also wore number 10. So look out.
You have a point. Yeah, no. You completely have a point. Okay. I think Drake May could be, I think he could be the future of the Patriots. You have to get him a T. Higgins. You have to get him a top 10 back. And you got to improve the O-line in a few spots. But give it 2 or 3 years, I can see the Patriots as contenders to get in the AFC. Absolutely. What I'm not completely sold on yet is Jared Mayo in the head coaching position. What do you guys think about him? His first season, he's 3-8. Right?
Yeah. Or 2. Wait. I feel like we should know this.
Was he an interim last year?
3-10. No, he was not. I don't think he was. No. They're 3-10 right now.
3-10. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like it's weird because I feel like they could have won multiple more games. They're just roster's not there yet, and I don't know if that's down the coaching. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking up something so somebody else can talk while I do.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in a handful of close games, which is like good to see that they're building something. Like they're staying close, but they've also been blown out a handful of times. Like they got blown out by the Jaguars of all teams. So
yeah, their defense. Does Jared Mayo run the defense? Because I thought he did, but
yeah, I think he's one of the few defensive-minded coaches here in the NFL.
So, and their defense is not that great. They're ranked, and this is according to Fox Sports, 19th in rush defense, 16th in passing. I mean, I guess that's not too bad, but it's not great. It's not in the top 10. Yeah, it's not a top 10 defense. I think Christian Gonzalez is going to be one of the greats. They just got to get some more guys. Right, yeah, I mean, Sauce.
No, sorry, he's better than Ahmad right now.
Ahmad, yeah, we don't call him Sauce. Yeah, he lost the sauce. But yeah, I think you got to get more players. I would say in the draft, and once that defense gets good, I think the offense will follow with Drake May. So, yeah, it's just going to be a little bit for the Patriots. Just got to wait. They had their 20 years
dynasty. Yeah, it's just going to be a process, and I think the Patriots will play it right. They tried with Cam Newton, didn't have anything. They tried with Mac Jones, maybe got rid of him a little bit too late. I don't really know, but the biggest thing right now is do not destroy Drake May's confidence. Let him work out some of those growing pains. Hey, we're 20 minutes in. That's the first yawn, Elijah. We're doing good.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't think you had one last week, by the way.
I don't think I did. I did good. I did great last week.
Yeah.
But no, if you let Drake May just kind of find his spot, find his groove, don't bail on him if he starts throwing 15 interceptions to 8 touchdowns next year. Let it work out, and I think, like I said, they could be 2 or 3 years away from a potential AFC East division champ or lower seed in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, and get this man a wide receiver. I personally cannot name a single receiver on this team. So.
Demario Douglas, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. Get T. Higgins. Yeah, Jalen. Okay, yeah. I don't think he starts, or maybe he does. Like I said,
he's like 4.
Yeah, get like T. Higgins in the free agency next year.
Yeah,
get yourself a good receiver for once. It's been a while, so. All right.
So final call for the Patriots. You're not there yet. You're still a bottom team, but there's hope for the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. All right.
Here we go. CPAC reacts. Elijah, you go first. Go ahead. Thanksgiving game.
Okay, yeah, Thanksgiving game. Let me pull up the stats real quick if I can find them. So we kind of dominated the Dolphins, I would say. Jordan Love looked nice. 2 touchdowns, 274 yards, and just 7 incompletions, which is great for him. Josh Jacobs still with a lot of carries and a touchdown. Tucker Kraft, I think, is going to be a very good tight end in the league. I really hope so, too. I really like the guy, it's also cool to see. He was the second string tight end last year. Luke Musgrave was the starter, but Musgrave got hurt last year. Kraft came in, and he was doing all right for a rookie, and then this year, Musgrave got hurt again. Kraft is the starter, and he's been really good. Jaden Reed, 2 touchdowns, and then, our defense held the Dolphins until the 4th. Well, I guess until the second half. They only put up the rest of the points that they had, so I'm pretty happy with the win. So, go Pack, go.
Sick. Seahawks. We're winning games. I mean, Leonard Williams completely balled out. Multiple sacks. That awesome pick 6. Bro was cooking, too. If you guys saw the video or the replay, bro was cooking. 91 yards for the big fella. 300 pounds. Took it to the house. Yeah, it was great. He also had a blocked kick, I think, too. So, I did not watch the game. I just watched some of the highlights because the Steelers game was on at the time. So, from what I saw, it wasn't terrible. JSN didn't play terrible. Gotta give DK the ball more. But overall, just another victory. You could have done better. But we're 7-5, a game ahead of the rest of the division. So, we have to at least win, I'd say, 3 or 4 out of the next 5 games to concrete a divisional championship. But I'd say that's about it. Go 12s.
All right. So here we go.
Steelers.
Here we go.
DJ, you're allowed to sing too.
Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl?
Heck, we're going to the Super Bowl. Oh my goodness, guys, come on. Over 400 passing yards for a quarterback. 3 passing touchdowns.
They said we couldn't win in a shootout, and what did we do?
Win in a shootout. You know, I think I'm going to give my first credit to in our good section is Broderick Jones. No penalties by the guy, and I don't even know.
It's not even that. It's him telling and shunning George Pickens.
Yeah, I liked that too.
Hey, if he can be a leader on the team, by all means, just.
That was an example of only Georgia CTE can communicate with Georgia CTE.
Echolocation over there, dude.
Yeah, there was something that they had, but
I know my dad was like, oh, look at him telling Georgia telling Pickens what to do. I'm like, well, they went to college for 3 years together.
Yeah, I went to my
antics.
I was watching it with my friend, and he was like, "What the heck is he talking to him for? Why would Broderick Jones have any good advice?" And I'm like, "Hey, let him do it. They were teammates."
To be honest, he probably has zero good advice.
Yeah, he's like, "Next time, hold them." All right. Yeah. So Russell Wilson, 400 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick 6.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
That pick 6 does not happen. That is a penalty. If you know football, you know that's a penalty. Nobody would be mad at that call if it was called.
Yeah. You know what's actually kind of, you know what's funny about that pick 6 is that the 2 quarterbacks who threw for over 400 yards this week both had pick 6s. Yeah. Well, one of them had 2, and then Russ had one too. So.
Yeah. I wish we could have talked about him more, but I don't know. We have plenty. We have Jameis Winston this week.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to.
Yeah. Yeah, so real quick, you take that's 7 points off the board. If the Steelers, once again, poor time management or clock management by Mike Tomlin, we had about 30 seconds left in the first half. Did not call a timeout. We could have called a timeout, taken a shot to the end zone. If it fell incomplete, boo-hoo, you kick a field goal, you use your timeout. Or it's incomplete, clock stops, you kick a field goal. And then we also, or it's a touchdown and you're up another 7 points before halftime. We ended up getting a field goal out of it. So that's -7 for the Bengals. That's +7 for us if we play that outright. In the second half, Pickens, you don't do the gun celebration, or I don't know, that's a soft penalty too. I feel like the league does have a target at Pickens' back, but as Tomlin said, he just needs to grow up a little bit. Anyways, he doesn't do that celebration. I'm sure we put 6 on the board, punch it in for a touchdown. That's plus another 14. We're up. So that's another 21-point gap that you could say, or a 14-point gap. That's a lot more comfortable of a lead by the end of the game than what we did win by that margin. Which I will admit, I was nervous by the end of it. I know what Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow can do together, and I was nervous we were going to sell that lead at the end of the game. But we didn't, so.
Yeah. What else we got? Calvin Austin had a nice touchdown again this week. Obviously, he got a concussion, but I think he's going to be a good player. So I think he's finally breaking out. I mean, he's got a good quarterback now, so I guess we'll finally get to see him grow and become something good. Hopefully that those head injuries didn't do anything to him. Najee.
Real quick, please name for me a player with small frame, good hands, quick, just kind of that build that Russell Wilson made into a superstar in Seattle.
Jake Bobo.
No. Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, yeah.
Who does Calvin Austin kind of remind you of?
Jake Bobo.
Tyler Lockett. I think Calvin Austin could be the new Tyler Lockett for the Steelers, and I love that. I love it. Tyler Lockett is a safety guy. He is put the ball up. You know he's going to come down with it somehow, some way. He'll make a good catch. He's reliable. I think Calvin Austin can concrete himself as an every down receiver on this team.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Najee Harris.
That's all I get.
Najee Harris had a nice game. Cordell Patterson. Let's talk about what happened to Najee. Whenever he just kept getting the ball over and over again. That literally that entire drive was like run to Najee, pass
to Najee,
pass to Najee.
Yeah. But did you guys see what he said afterwards?
Yeah. He
about was, Pat Fireman's girlfriend. Food or something. I feel like that's a valid excuse.
Yeah.
I was sitting there with my
but also Thanksgiving was 3 days
leftovers.
Ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's a better excuse than I was tired for Anthony Richardson, so.
Yeah, maybe he should use that one more often.
Yeah.
DJ,
I was a big fan of getting Najee really involved early in the game. I probably had something to do with the Bengals defense being awful and giving up that check down throw 5 yards down the field every single time.
Yeah. What do you think about Jaylen Warren's lack of production in the run game? 3 rushes for 9 yards. Now he did have a nice receiving game, but he's not getting the ball in runs. Any opinions, anybody?
Jaylen Warren, he's scrappy, man. He's so aggressive. He's so scrappy. He's such a competitor, and I love it about him. I love Jaylen Warren. I don't think he would be content enough to stay with us after the season, though, if we keep up the production that he's had.
Well, that would lead into whether or not we keep Najee next year, because we have to sign
Once
them
again,
both.
we're dumb if we don't. And if you don't think Najee Harris is a good running back, you don't know ball. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, we also have to pay Russ. We might have to pay Fields. We're going to have to pay Warren if we plan on keeping Warren. We're going to have to pay Najee. I don't really know who else is on that list, but that's still a lot of guys, and we have an expensive defense. So, I would not be surprised if Najee is on the Cowboys next year. So, that's all I got to say.
Never speak that over one of our players, ever. Ever.
Well, James Washington went to the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I love James Washington.
Martavis Bryant went to
the Cowboys, and I love Martavis Bryant too.
Neither of them actually played a single regular season game.
Washington did.
I think he was hurt the whole time. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really follow.
Anyway,
it's the Cowboys. Who cares?
I think we'll keep him. We just need to get him more involved. DJ, you haven't talked much recently. Elijah's been talking too much.
Hey.
What did you like? What did you see out of our defense? We let up 38 points, but we forced 3 turnovers. I don't know. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, is it crazy to say the defense played well?
No, not at all.
I mean, technically 31 points because of the pick 6, but...
Yeah, sorry.
But still, somehow the Bengals have been able to turn every single AFC North game into a shootout instead of a rock fight. So you can't be too mad because the Ravens also gave up that many points.
Yeah. No, and the Bengals defense is so terrible that they have to rely on that offense. And their offense is good. But TJ Watt, come on. Forced fumble in a sack. Cameron Hayward balled out, man. Man, it's an unk, and he's balling out. Herbig played good. Here's the thing, though. That's secondary, DJ. If you are, say you are the coach of the secondary, what are you telling them in the meeting tomorrow? Or meeting on Friday, pregame?
Number 1, stop holding on every single play, Joey Porter. And number 2, I don't know, I think it used to be a very, zone-oriented defense where everyone's eyes were just always on the quarterback and not necessarily on their man. But now it's more of a man defense, and I feel like guys have lost the ability to see when a potential interception or even just deflection is coming because they're so focused on just guarding their man and or Minka just eliminating them from the planet Earth with a hit. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've had a lot of missed opportunities for interceptions, even though we have a decent amount.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Porter, he's always been handsy. We've known this, even in college.
Yeah.
But he's not the fastest guy either, but I feel like he's smart. And
not smart enough to not create penalties. So.
No, it was bad. And Tomlin's excuse was, you're going to have to foul Shaq. First off, T. Higgins is no Shaquille O'Neal. Second of all, I don't know with Porter, man. That one call in the end zone, that was uncatchable. Absolutely uncatchable. That was a bad call. But there's no reason to flat out tackle him.
Yeah, it was uncatchable, but don't be that boneheaded.
No,
and make that mistake.
Don't make it obvious.
Yeah. Also, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Why? This is what bugs me about the Steelers defense is they are not sending in blitzes at all. I mean, when they do, it usually goes in our favor. Yeah, so why don't we blitz more? And I get TJ Watt is the best edge rusher in the league, so he creates pressure even without a blitz. And Herbig, he had a forced fumble which led to a touchdown. And Highsmith when he's in, and Hayward when they're in. But I just feel like you got a Landon Roberts who could just shoot in there, and you got Peyton Wilson who's fast. So why not send a blitz? Send Beanie Bishop in every once in a while. Send Cam Sutton or whatever. So,
and if you're gonna play that much man, you might as well send in a blitz. You know,
yeah.
I feel like Terrell Austin's been a little, I don't know, it's flip flopped. When usually our offense is bad and our defense is outstanding and keeping us in games, I feel like, but that's insane to me too. Like 3 turnovers in a game, like we are consistently turning over the ball. It's just a matter of fact if our offense can do something with it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of.
Okay. I don't think we've scored a touchdown off of any Dante Jackson turnover all season long. So I think Russ should start dropping his interceptions, just bat him down and tip him.
Well, it's not even him. It's like it just gets tipped in the air and he's there for it.
Listen, if it was Beanie Bishop, you'd be like, "Oh, Beanie Pick, he was in the right area. He's just that good." Like,
no, I said the second Aaron Rodgers pick was not him. I said, well, actually, I did say it was a little bit him, but I said mostly it was Wilson's fault.
We won that trade, though. By a mile, we won that trade.
Yeah, because look at Deontay Johnson now, who's doing nothing.
He wants cut.
The Ravens, I don't know why the Ravens even won.
I'm not even joking. We should. I don't even know if I want him.
No, I don't know. No, absolutely not. He causes too many problems. The Panthers didn't want him. The Ravens didn't want him. Nobody's going to want him.
To all NFL GMs that are definitely not listening to this show, if the Steelers get rid of a receiver, don't touch him. Tomlin knows something. Don't touch him.
Yeah, I mean, Martavis Bryant, AB, James Washington.
It started with Sammy Coates. Martavis Bryant. Yeah, yep. AB.
Juju. Well, Juju was different.
Claypool. Deontay.
Juju was kind of good, though. Yeah, Chase Claypool was bad. Deontay, obviously.
Please don't touch Pickens. Please.
Yeah, you can cut Pickens.
No.
Okay, back to the defense. I was going to say, I don't really like Terrell Austin that much, because why is Chase Brown putting up 70 yards and a touchdown on us? I don't think he's seen that kind of action all year.
Well, I think, if you don't think, you don't like Chase Brown, or not even that you don't like,
I mean, the running backs have not been good. That's why they traded for Khalil Herbert.
I don't think Chase Brown is bad at all.
I wouldn't say he's good. I wouldn't put him in my top even 15 running backs in the league. So I would put.
I don't think there's been 15 good enough backs this year.
I mean, there's 2 Lions running backs that I would put in there. I mean, I just don't think he's like a starting running back. Is my point. But I just have a problem with how Austin is always letting a bad running back run all over us. Tyrone Tracy, who is good, but he had an insane game against one of our. We were supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league, so
it's always flip flop too. Though the games that we play well coverage wise, we can't stop the run.
Yeah, so don't you think that's a sign of a not so great coordinator, or no?
I don't know because you look at Joey Porter, like the games he played really really bad this past week. Against the Commanders, let 113 yards up to Terry McLaurin and a touchdown. Like, we shut down the run game. Eckler did nothing. I know B-Rob was hurt that game, but Eckler barely did anything.
Yeah.
And then you look at the games where Porter did his job and shut down the Giants. I don't know if you count Judy completion. We don't talk about the Browns game. But I just feel like whenever our secondary does its job, the defensive line won't. When the defensive line does its job, we're getting torched in the secondary. So you got to find the consistency.
All right. Okay, let's talk real quick about Mike Williams and his lack of production, and then we could probably wrap it up there.
Yeah.
So what the heck's going on?
I mean, is it a lack of production if you're not throwing the ball?
Well, I just feel like you'd get the ball thrown to you if you were open, you know? So, I mean, unless you're George Pickens, but he's not. So, that's my opinion on that. So,
honestly, if we can just have him out there running cardio and we can hit Freiermuth underneath, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, but you think we could have just gotten some other guy to just run around if that's
right. I mean, we could put
or we could have just
Koronic in every single play and just have him run.
Exactly. And he catches the ball at least. Van Jefferson caught a ball too.
But James Pierre, no receiver, he catches the ball.
At least the ball gets thrown to him.
Yeah. James Pierre had as many targets in that game as Mike Williams.
Yeah.
No, Mike Williams, I think he's not even playing that many snaps either. I don't know if it's the packages. I mean, we do a lot of play action, which usually only means one or two receivers in the game.
Rowanek or whatever his name is playing a ton because he's just run blocking.
Yeah, right. He's one of the best blockers, and that's what he said he wants to be. He wants to be one of the best blocking receivers in the league, and I would agree that.
By all means, yeah. He's doing better than Deontay Johnson ever did. So,
yeah, I mean, that's not too hard. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I would call this a win anymore for the Mike Williams trade. So
get him more involved. Let him get actually comfortable. But once again, we know he's a deep guy. He runs posts and fades. That's about it.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is a lot of what Pickens runs too. Pickens is either a slant or a fade.
Yeah, and I think probably why he doesn't get the ball more on those is because Pickens is like a 70-30 and Mike Williams is a 50-50 ball guy. So I would way rather throw it to
Mike
Pickens
Williams 3 years ago, I'd say he was up to that 70-30 rate.
Yeah, well, this ain't
that Mike Williams. Yeah. But here's the big thing. Pickens gets suspended. Pickens gets kicked out of a game. Pickens gets hurt.
Yeah, and isn't Calvin Austin
fall back on?
I don't know what Calvin Austin's injury.
No, I'm sorry. I don't trust Calvin Austin on a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. He might be out, so Williams might have to get more production.
Right. So I think the trade still has upside to it. We can still utilize the trade in the right direction. It's just we'll see how it goes. But I can see him making some big plays in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that could happen.
And speaking of, one final thing, what are we thinking for the playoffs? What are we thinking that could happen for the Steelers?
Home game. We need a home game. The last real home game we had was 2017 against, I don't even want to finish it, but we all know what happened against the Jaguars. COVID game, that doesn't count. There was 6,000 fans allowed in the stadium. That's it.
All right. Let me read off the playoff picture right now, and I want you to tell me what teams you think the Steelers can beat. So, yeah. First off, we'll go with the Chargers, who we did beat already. Do you think we're beating them now again in the playoffs?
I feel like that would be a game we lose. But, no.
Okay.
DJ,
okay.
What do you think?
I think we could.
Okay. Is the Houston Texans? They're in it, right?
Yeah, we would beat the Texans.
DJ?
I mean, if we're assuming all of these are home games, I'm going to say, yeah, we're beating the Texans.
Okay. Well, let's say the Bills game and it's not a home game.
Bills game away, AFC Championship. Depends how we played in our first two divisional or our first two playoff games. I think delusional by a Steelers fan. I think we could pull off a win against Buffalo.
All right.
I think it could happen. If we beat Buffalo and it's not Detroit on the NFC side, we're winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
DJ, what do you think?
I'm going to say a loss to the Bills right now, but if we win any two of the three games against the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs, I say we would win that game.
Okay. So, and then a third game, for the third time, we play the Ravens. I feel like that's an easy win, right?
Yeah, we're beating the Ravens. Absolutely.
And then I would say, well, the Broncos, because the Broncos are kind of good now. They got a good defense. We would beat the
Broncos.
Really? Even with their good defense?
Yeah. No, dude, come on. Russell Wilson in the playoffs against the team that wanted to murder him.
Yeah, that'd be a good story. Yeah. And then finally, Chiefs. What's everybody think on that? This is playoff Chiefs. This isn't Christmas Day. I don't
want to talk about us versus the Chiefs until the week before we play them, which would be Christmas. So I'm going to keep my opinions to myself right now. I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, as versus the Chiefs in the playoffs, I think it would be just whoever has home field, because if we beat them, there's a possibility that we would have a better seed than them.
Okay, good point. Yeah, I would say no. I think the playoff Chiefs. I think the only team beating the playoff Chiefs are either the Bengals or the Bills. Oh no!
As long as Tyler Bass is inactive for that game, yeah.
Yeah, I would say even maybe Ravens if they don't have to kick with Justin Tucker. So,
let's just say
Broncos.
The whole NFL was jealous. They don't got Chris Boswell.
Yeah, I feel like the Broncos could beat the Chiefs too. So, I don't know. Maybe the Chiefs aren't all that. But anyway.
They're not. All right. I think that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to yet another episode here on The Huddle. Levi Jenkins, Elijah Cober, and DJ Crouse back with us on today's episode. This is Week 13 recap. And...
Wait a minute. Did we even do the Goodell was good thing?
We didn't.
Do you want to do that still?
I mean, we don't need to, but...
Next week.
Next week we'll
do it. Because I have a couple I want to do before playoffs. So,
all right.
No Goodell was good. Bad Huddle was bad today. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you for listening, and we will see you all next week. Brown Steelers at Acrisure, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and Hard Knocks released earlier this week. Whole AFC North included in that. So, go Steelers, go Seahawks, and yeah.
Don't forget to watch that Packers-Lions game, and
do whatever the average Huddle listener does on a daily basis.
Not listen to the Huddle. That's what they.
Yeah. If the amount of people that didn't listen to the Huddle listen to the Huddle, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go on the college.
It'd be almost everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace.